Good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us today. I'm so excited about this partnership and being able to share with you ways to simplify your banking with digital tools. My name is Angela Aaron, and I am a financial wellness educator with Regions Bank. I've been working for the bank for over 12 years now, and it has been so rewarding to share with clients how to help them reach their financial goals. And before that, I was in the military for 10 years. So needless to say, I love sharing with people my experiences to help them in any way. Now, the thing that I love about today's session is there's so many ways to bank, and especially using digital tools. I think that many clients underutilize the tools that are provided from our financial institutions. So today's topic will be about ways that you can maximize that to benefit yourself and your life. Now, one thing that I am sharing here today is a financial health survey. It is anonymous, and we encourage clients to take this survey. What we uncovered from this survey that we have created is that 13% of people, it's only 13% of people that believe that they can reach their financial goals. And with this survey, it provides you overall, it asks you 8 questions. Then it gives you an overall score on how you're doing with your finances. And the reason why we think this is so important because it can be a starting point to help you move in the right direction that will benefit you. It gives you a score in 4 categories as well. It tells you how well you're doing with budgeting, savings, borrowing, and unexpected events. So check out that score to see how you can create an action plan for yourself today. So I hope that you'll be contributing to our conversation. You can ask any question in chat or unmute yourself. This time is dedicated for you. Here are some of the things that we want to discuss over the next 30 minutes. How can you use banking technology to simplify your life and make banking easier? By adding convenience, saving time, learning how to effectively money manage with those tools that have already been created for you, and then just talking about ways to make savings easier. And the thing that I love, towards the end, I'm going to share with you beneficial information that I hope that you will take advantage of as an additional tool. So we're committed to teach people how to make banking easier. Like I said, there's multiple ways to bank, but I just want to share with you how you can empower your lifestyle today by using bank technology. So we're going to talk about organization, how you can use your online banking or mobile banking to help you stay organized, access things like bank statements, all of the latest gadgets, technology, calculators that are out there. So one of the biggest benefits of using technology for your finances is the amount of time that you would save over traditional banking. So let's talk about ways that you can simplify your life, save time, and make that banking easier for you while staying on track with your finances. I have tons of clients that I never actually have to see because they have leverage using the digital tools that are available to them. And it's not just online banking. There's smart ATMs that financial institutions have created where you can go up and see a live person if that's something that you desire. So hopefully we'll cover all of this and we'll give you like some tips and tools to check out. If you never checked these technologies out, we would encourage you to try them just to see how they could be beneficial in case of an emergency. So the first topic that I like to share with people is using direct deposit. If your employer offers that as a tool to you, I would highly suggest that you enroll in direct deposit. And here are some reasons why you want to do that. First of all, we know that we are currently in inflation, 9%. So that means things are rising. And one of the costs that are rising is gas. So it will help eliminate trips to the bank by learning how to get that direct deposit. You can see it most of the time. Employers release those funds early, and you can verify the amount that's supposed to be direct deposit in your account. I personally love the direct deposit aspect. So just think about if it is an option for you, because there are still employers that use paper checks as well. But I would just say the convenience, you don't have to wait in lines, the availability of funds. And it's a great way if you want to set up savings and it automatically go to a different account. This will be a great way for you to think about doing that. And it's really reliable because it's a great way to track where your money is. If you get a paper check mailed, we know how long that could possibly take. If it gets lost, then they have to do a stop payment and reissue you a check. And that could take anywhere from 5 to 7 days. And I don't know about you, I don't want to go 5 to 7 days without money that I need. So, just a suggestion. Now, my second favorite option is using the bill pay. Most financial institutions offer this to their clients. I highly suggest that maybe you use this as a tool and a resource for yourself. And most people would say, well, why would I want to use online banking? Well, if you're like me, I don't like to pay additional fees for paying bills. Most places, if you use their online banking, they may charge you a small amount for just paying through their website. For example, I'm just going to use an electricity company. I'm not going to call the name out, but they will charge you a small fee if you decide to use your debit card. Well, I like things to go out of my account instantly, so I know how much money I have left to spend. So that's why I like online banking, bill pay as an option, because you can go in and put your whatever bills that you want to pay into that system. You choose the date that you want it to go out. It takes the responsibility off of you. You have a tracking. So that's just a great option to explore. I will tell people, if you are using the bill pay option, make sure that if the due date is on the 20th, make sure that you have it set out to go a couple of days. The best probably time is 5 days out, because the bill pay option I don't know how most financial institutions, but sometimes it can take a couple of days before it actually processes out of your account, and you don't want to incur any late fees. But I like using this system because I don't like to get charged. Most financial institutions don't charge to use their bill pay option. It's a great way to go in and see all of the bills and narrate if you want to set them up on an automatic pay or not. It's tons of benefits to doing that. And one thing that I love about it, it eliminates that check writing and protects yourself. I still have clients that write checks, and if that's something that you want to do, that's fine. But what I always tell people, what's on your check is a routing number and an account number. And if anybody ever gets hold to that, they can go to town with your account, because that's all you need to pay bills, to order things online. So it eliminates that check writing. One-time payments, or you can set it up on reoccurring payments, whatever is convenient for you. And then, like I said, I love the control aspect because I get to choose the date to help me avoid late fees. And then it's just convenient because that history is all stored data, and most financial institutions are regulated at how long they should keep that data, anywhere from 3 to 7 years. So you have a history to go back and you can pull it. I've had tons of clients say that a biller said that they didn't get the funds. Well, guess what? Pulled it right up. You can pull it right up. All you have to do is look at those dates, or go and pull that statement and say, hey, this was actually mailed to you here, and this is when it processed out, so that they can do the research on their end. Like I was saying earlier, financial institutions are always trying to provide options to their clients about ways that you want to be communicated with. And with the smart ATMs, this has been a great addition to help people. And I know for Regions, I'll speak for Regions about other financial institutions, but we have the deposit smart ATMs, where you can go, you can make a deposit, cash checks, you can speak to a live person if you want to. They actually will allow you to withdraw money as long as you have your ID. You don't even need a debit card to go up to one of our smart ATMs if you're one of our client. You ask to speak to the banker. They are available on weekends. Up until 8 o'clock. So it's a lot of benefits to using the smart ATM if you don't want to wait in a line. And a lot of financial institutions are using it as options because most people want instant. I don't want to wait in a line. I can go up to the machine. I know how to work it myself and conduct my business. If something happens, they can go and do research for you and resolve that issue in a timely manner versus you having to wait in line. I'm not a person that personally likes to wait. So if I need to do something, I either do it online or I can go to the ATM to handle that. And I've personally cashed a check. It didn't take long. I decided to have the funds deposited right into my account, and it was just like going in to see a live person. And the only way that you'll know how to use this is to actually go and try it. If you're nervous about trying it, go in and ask to speak to one of your bankers. They will willingly go and show you how to use the technology that is provided from your financial institution. It is meant to be an asset, not to force you, but an asset to you to have access to your money in all ways. And not restrict you, because as hours continue to change with financial institutions, I would learn how to use this as a resource to access my money if need be. Yeah. Like I said, most financial institutions, I don't know any that are not offering mobile banking. Most people have their devices in hand, and I check my mobile banking all day long. I can go in and look at transactions that have processed, verify the amounts. It'll even tell you where that transaction took place. So if you're not using mobile banking, go and check with your financial institution, download that software. It is meant to be a resource. You don't have to go to your financial institution and ask them to print you off a transaction history. You have it in instant time. I tell clients all the time, when you're looking at your mobile banking and your online banking, you're looking at exactly what your banker is looking at. It's instant time. It's the same thing, and you don't have to waste your gas. You don't have to waste your time by trying to call in to a live banker or a 1-800 number. You can navigate that for yourself. And I love it because as long as you have a lot of the technology that is available with online and mobile banking is very secure. It's just like anything else. They're always constantly working to make sure that those things are secure for you. So don't be afraid to try to see, especially if you're tracking transactions and how you're spending money. It can also help prevent fraud when you're looking at online banking because you can instantly see the balance in the transactions that are going on. And if you see something that is not correct, most financial institutions will allow you to start the process of trying to um, dispute those charges as long as it's not pending. I will tell you, any financial institution, if you have a pending charge that is not yours, it actually has to hard post, not be in a pending status to your account, and then they'll allow you to dispute that transaction. But with you knowing that, there are some things that you can do before you ever go to a bank or have to go in. And one of those is a lock it feature. Most financial institutions offer a feature where you can freeze your debit card or credit card You can lock the type of transactions. I know originally you can lock online purchases, ATM purchases. I've had to do this. I lost my debit card while I was traveling, and I couldn't find it. So I went in immediately and locked the card, and so I could get back to a financial institution and get another card issued to me. And I was able to keep business as usual because the card was locked. I was able to look at my transactions with my mobile banking and enjoy my time. So please take advantage of being able to use that lock it feature. Now, it can work on the opposite side. If you lock your card and you're going somewhere or trying to make a transaction, you need to remember to unlock it. I don't want you to get upset because I've had that happen to me. I tried to use my card at the restaurant and I forgot that I had it locked up, and then I was so embarrassed. But at least I knew that it worked. So I would take advantage of these options. Like I said, I know for us, you can lock up in-store, online shopping, ATM transactions. It's just a great way to use it. So see what your financial institution offers you as far as freezing your card or certain transaction, because that can give you control over trying to prevent things like that. And maybe you just misplaced your card and then you end up finding it. It saves you time. You don't have to get reissued another card and then have to load it up in the system or wait on that. You still have the availability to function and have access to your funds. Now, this is probably one of my most favorite access to transferring funds is probably the number one need that I have seen for clients, especially when they are traveling or they're needing to make large purchases and cannot make it to a financial institution. Most financial institutions are not going to transfer funds over the phone for you. They want to verify your identity. So if you have online banking and mobile banking, you have the ability to do that for yourself without having the need to drive to the bank or try to other means of doing that. It's very simple. Most places you choose the account that you want to transfer from and the amount that you want to transfer to. It'll ask you to verify before processing, and usually it happens immediately. You can see those funds in the account that you want to use and move forward. It's also a great option if you're one of those people that don't want to commit to having funds taken directly out of a payroll, but you want to set up savings. You can do that at any time. You can transfer funds where you want those funds to go. Or you can set it up on a reoccurring. I like to use this to pay my credit card bill with the bank. I transfer the funds right over to pay it. It's convenient to me. It actually posts quicker than if I make a payment in the branch, surprisingly. So look and see what your financial institution offers as far as transfers and making payments to other loans and bills that you might have with them. It's all about making things convenient, especially in a time where most people are busy and time is limited, and I don't want to spend my time unnecessarily if I can do something on my own, or at least have the option to do that. Now, something that's very popular, if you are receiving a check for any particular reason, maybe you got mailed a check for a refund or a rebate or a gift, you can deposit that check right from your phone. I love this option because I get to keep it as a record. You take a picture of the front and take a picture of the back. It tells most financial institutions will tell you how to endorse the back of that check. They will also tell you to keep that check for a certain amount of time. And the reason why they tell you to do that, if you're having any issues, you don't throw away the check. You can still negotiate that check with the bank if you run into any issues or it didn't scan. I will tell you, I love to do this I've used online Deposit Smart for checks with 4 different financial institutions, and I've never had an issue. I've tried it with each one of my banks just to see how each one works. They're all very similar. They have an auto capture where they'll tell you they've captured the front, and you turn the check over to the back. They'll tell you usually to endorse your name and to put a lot of checks now either have to select that it's mobile banking, or they'll tell you this is a mobile deposit for this account. And you just write that on the back and deposit that check. Now, one thing I'm going to say around mobile deposit, you only need to be depositing checks that are in your name or the name of that account. So what I mean is I had a check that was made out to me and my husband. I put it in an account that was a joint account that was titled with me and his name. Had I tried to put that check in my account with just my name, I probably would have some issues. And that's usually what I find if people have issues with Deposit Smart, is they're trying to deposit a check that is not titled, it's either not a joint account or that check does not belong to them. That would be a red flag to our financial institution. So if you're going to use a Deposit Smart for your check, whether in the ATM or with mobile banking, it needs to be with your name or the name of the person. They need to be on the account with you so that check can be deposited. So that's just a tip. And one thing I would say about online banking, your online banking is yours. You have part of your responsibility in protecting yourself is to make sure that you don't share that information with anybody, just like your PIN number. Your PIN number shouldn't be written on your card anywhere. To do any transactions, you have an obligation to make sure that you try to secure those things. And so just some tips around doing deposit checks. Now, just want to show you what that would look like. One thing that I have used and I think is totally awesome to use, I use this a lot in the airport, is I have an Android, so I don't use Apple Pay. I do use I use the Android because I have a Google phone and I love it because when I go up to pay, it's easy. I don't ever have to pull my card out. I can put my phone up to that terminal. It'll take the payment that is linked to my card with the bank. And then it tells me how much. I have an instant receipt. And then every time I go and check my mobile banking, the transaction is there instantly. I probably love this method of payment over actually physically pulling out my card and having to scan it. So I know some people's like, oh, that's something I may not want to try, but I will tell you it is very beneficial when you are traveling. You don't have to worry about trying to pull out your wallet or losing your card. You have that information at the tip of your hand. You put it up to the terminal like you would if you were paying with your card and you're using your card to tap pay. It works in the same way. I like it because you get an instant receipt. And you get to see it. You don't have to sign anything and you can move forward. So just a suggestion to try that. And you just download it to your phone and it's going to verify you. When I signed up for it, the bank called and verified. I went through the verification process and that was me trying to add that as an option to pay, and everything was fine. Now, managing your money is probably the most, about 90% of ways of how people are using the online and mobile banking so that they can verify transactions and make sure that bills have been paid. Now, the reason why I love it the most is I can create a budget. I'll tell people when it comes to finances, even though I'm a banker, I'm probably lazy when it comes to it. I don't want to have to do any more than I have to. And that's why I say utilize the tools that your financial institution have created for you. One thing that I use is a budget. They already have your spending habits allocated. They know the categories that you're spending. All you have to do is I know 90% of financial institutions that offer online and mobile banking have some type of budget tool that you can go in and use and create. They're very simple, very easy. They have the categories already. You set the amounts that you want to spend in that category for the month. I like ours because I'm a visual person. I choose the pie chart. I want it to change colors as I continue to spend. At the beginning of the month, in August, I started off in green. And right now I'm in yellow. And as I get closer to spending that money, it'll go to orange and then to red. When I get to red, I know I'm done spending in that category. And each month I have an analysis if I'm going over budget, if I stayed on track, if I had additional funds. It does that for you. Why go and download any more technology? I don't like having a lot of apps when I can just use what my financial institution has done for me for free. And they continue to change their tools as you give them feedback. I take tons of surveys from the bank that's saying, how do you like this? Or how would you like this to look? It's created there for you. If you don't know how to use it, make an appointment to see your banker so that you can be free to use these tools for your advantage. So I just want to show you what it could look like to set a budget. And this is an example of what it looks like in our on our online banking. But you see, it has that amount and it has that chart. You can choose the chart that you want it to show you. Now, financial calculators, tons of tools on there about that. I'm gonna show you here towards the end what that will look like. One thing I would say, it does help with protecting yourself for overdrafts. When you can see your available balance, I tell people always go off of your available balance, especially if you're making transactions in real time. That lets you know how much money is access to you so that you do not get charged or overspend. We talked about how easy it is just to check your balances, to see where you are. Now, the thing that I love is it tells me where I spent that money. So, for example, you see this transaction for AT&T. It tells you exactly what that organization was at or institution where you went to patronize for that day. And then e-statements. I tell people all the time, I believe that you shouldn't get anything paper sent. You shouldn't use any paper. I don't like checks because they have something that's crucial that belongs to you only. It has your account number. If I have your account number, I can go and Google the route number to that financial institution. And like I said, I see more fraud with people either getting bank statements sent or using checks. Because what people do, they either make copies of it, they don't even make copies of it. They do the easiest thing. They go online, they go and purchase things online because they have your route number and account number, or they pay their bills. So that just reduces clutter. You don't have to worry about it for identity theft. And no need to use in the mail or waiting around for it to accidentally get lost or picked up by somebody. Now, I know this has nothing to do with digital tools, but I will tell you, go and check your credit report out on annualcreditreport.com. That is what we recommend to clients that helps prevent fraud. If you see something that's going on, you need to do that at least once a year. And we talked about how it can make savings easier for you. Just wanted to show you. See those pie charts. Those pie charts mean everything to me because it gives me a visual. And it will tell you where you started off. Now, for the tips bonus that I said that I was going to share with you, I just want to spend a few minutes before I take any questions to show you this website. Most financial institutions have some website. This is regions.com/next step. You do not have to be a client of ours to access this page. That is the reason why I share it with others. You don't have to have login information. It's all free. But the thing that I love the most about it is we have calculators that people can access. We have over 80 calculators that people can access to help you try to manage your money the way you need to. It has budget calculators out there, debt calculators. If you're thinking about refinancing your home or purchasing a home, it has home equity calculators and mortgage calculators out there. Even retirement calculators. It teaches you ways to save. So I say this page has probably been the most valuable thing that I've seen out there on the market. Most financial institutions offer something like this without you having to log in. 90% of their clients do not take advantage of it, and you should. If you're thinking about creating you a budget, you don't have to go and buy a budget book. You can download these free sheets here to your computer or your phone and create your budget. It's tons of resources. Like we even feature people that talk about money because we know that, hey, you might pick up some tips from this particular person. So it'll take you to their podcast or take you directly to their website to help you manage. One thing that I like to show people that we recently created on here is navigating medical hardships, teaching people how to overcome that, how to get free resources to have some of those medical bills paid. So when you're thinking about simplifying your banking, there's tons of little tips and tools. We teach people how to track their money, how to avoid overdraft fees, and not have to pay additional money. So if you don't check out your financial institution site, please check out regents.com/nextstep because we put a lot of resources into this website for clients to really help you get to where you want to be. And it's all, like we said, added value to you because of your partnership here with Regions. So we have covered all of the material that I wanted to talk about. So just wondering if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to put it in the chat. But I did want to share with you if you have questions about how to navigate digital resources, how to make things free to you. You are offered to speak to a Regions banker at no cost to you. These are the different ways that you can connect with a banker. You can call our 1-800 number. You can walk into any branch. You can go online and set an appointment if you would like to do so. You can even chat now. So many ways that you can meet with people. They're even taking appointments where they can do it virtually. Just like I'm sitting here talking to you, they can set up that appointment because they value clients trying to bank the way that they want to be banked. So I will leave that up for you for just a few minutes. And one resource that I want to say that I know most financial institutions offer as well, and I'm going to go and show you, is taking courses, learning more about whatever particular area. And we're all about giving people like a little quiz. But I love these courses here because they can customize them to you and what you want to learn about. So it asks you questions. So I just want to know about, I don't know, I'm just going to say investing and paying off my debt. And I want to do it in the next 5 years. And right now it's not difficult. And so it asked me 4 questions. And then what it's going to do, it's going to populate courses that it thinks that I should probably learn more about or educate myself about. And that's why I love this website so much. And I would like for you, if you don't use your financial institution, go out here and check this regions.com/nextstep page out. And it will tell you what courses to take and how to learn and to do that. And then it will tell you additional things that you might be interested as well. But I definitely appreciate your time and kind of listening to me. Hopefully, you learned or will try some of the tools that digital tools that are available to you from your financial institution. Just try maybe one a month, even if it's just pulling up or using the ATM in a way that you never used it before. Most people just use it to withdraw money, but there's so many other aspects that you can use those ATMs to benefit you. And most of the posting for that, as long as you do it before 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock with some financial institutions, it will post on that same day and kind of help you avoid any fees if you're trying to deposit money for any particular reason. The same thing with transfers. And all right, so it doesn't look like we have any questions. So I will just want to thank you once again for your partnership and joining today's session. And I hope that you enjoy. Oh, someone looks like someone says, repeat how to lock your bank card. Oh, so how you can go to your bank card, depending on where your financial institution, when you go in. I know with Regions, we have a lock it feature. And you just go to that card. You can either go to the account. Most financial institutions, I use multiple banks. If you go to the account and if you have a card that is linked to that account, either you can click on that card or you can click on that account as the option to lock it. So I wish I could show y'all my phone. I should see if I have a better example to show you from a PowerPoint. Give me just a moment. See if I can pull it up. It should allow you to manage. Let me see if I'm able to share this screen. I'm gonna choose the account that I have a debit card on, or I could use my credit card, either one. But you just go, you can go to that card now, or you can go like if you're on mobile banking, I'm like on my mobile banking, and it'll give you a list over to the left, and you can select alerts. And I'm going to select Regions Lock It. And it should pull up the cards that you have. And if you want to lock, it'll ask you what type of transactions that you want to lock up, and you're able to do that. So that is a resource that you can use. And so even if you go in a car, like if you go in an account right now, I'm looking at one of my accounts. And over to the right-hand side, you'll see in little blue letters, because it's a hyperlink, Regions Lock It. So I'm in my Regions credit card. And it's going to pull up and it gives me the options. What do I want to control? And I can select either all, in-store, online, or ATM. And I'm just going to say ATM because I don't want any ATM transactions. Now, if I want to verify that the card that I just locked is locked, you can go to block transactions and it'll tell you what you locked. So it's two different ways you can do it. You can either go in alerts and do that, or you go to the actual account or a card and you'll see in the corner, it'll say Regions Lock It. Now, if you have another financial institution, like I have another financial institution, usually what I do when I log into is the same. It's the same thing. You just go into that account and it'll have alerts or lock your card or options for your card. So hopefully I answered your question. But definitely check that out. Any other questions? Okay, I'm going to stop sharing at this time. And once again, I appreciate you all for joining today's session. Hopefully you learned a lot. And if you still don't know how to do it, go and see a banker. It's okay to ask those questions. Thank you.